Pitam se koliko ljudi ovdje pričaju italijanski. And so she actually speaks 4 languages. Wow, I have no idea what language this is or what script even. It looks like Cyrillic, but I really don't think it is. I don't know. I'm gonna ask. Imam pitanje. Šta je taj drugi pismo? Je li vi možete mi naučiti nekoliko riječi? Good morning, guys, from the beautiful Croatian island of Cres. Here on Cres, there is no stress. And in about an hour, we're going to leave the island of Cres and head to the nearby island of Krk on a ferry, because we have a very important mission. Against fascism, for brotherhood and unity, for social rights, national freedom, and survival. And living in the free homeland of Croatia and Yugoslavia, these people gave their lives. And this spomenik, this war memorial, was put up on April 20th, 1975. Today is April 21st, 2025. And that means that yesterday, when I got here and saw this spomenik, it was on the 50-year anniversary of when they put this up. So there you go. It was meant to be that we would be here on this day on the island of Cres. Now, our special mission today, about a year and a half ago, I went to southern Italy and I visited the Molise Croats, who are Croats who came from Dalmatia about 500 years ago to Italy, and they still speak a version of the Croatian language 500 years later in 2025. During that video, I was in the town of Termoli in Italy. And in Termoli, there's a street which is apparently the skinniest street in Europe. I walked down that street and I was able to fit, just barely. And many of you commented that no, there's actually a skinnier street on the island of Krk in the town of Vrbenik. So today we are going to go to Krk and we're going to see if you guys are full of shit. So we're going to go and see if this street can really compete with the street of Termoli. And along the way, we're going to see the beautiful island of Krk. But before we go, we have about 30 minutes before we need to leave for the ferry. So I'll show you around the old town of Cres. This is such a beautiful, beautiful town. Such a beautiful island. And this island was also ruled by the Italians between the First and Second World Wars. The partisans of Kerso, as it's called, not Cres. So you can see this monument to the partisans is in Croatian and then in Italian as well. For liberty and their eternal glory. Jutro. Ima li ljudi ovdje koji pričaju italijanski?
Svi pričaju italijanski osim mene.
Parla italiano?
Niente.
Ah.
Niente, io parlo solo croato.
Okay, capito. Ma parla. And then, of course, it became a part of Yugoslavia after the Second World War, and then it became part of Croatia when Croatia declared independence in 1991. And I want to say I'm glad that I got into the niche of making videos in the former Yugoslavia, because it gives me such a range of places I can come to. I can go from the mountains of Montenegro, I can go to the plains of Macedonia or Kosovo, the forests of Bosnia or the Croatian islands, and I can find interesting things. And here is the Comunità degli Italiani Kerso, Zajednica Talijana Cres, or the Italian community of Cres. I'm going to guess that they're closed today because it's a holiday, but I'm sure someone in here speaks Italian. Izvinite, parla italiano? Un po'. Vi ste odavde? Ok. Samo pitam se koliko ljudi ovdje pričaju italijanski?
Svi.
Svi? Ok. Ali to je materni jezik ili su naučili u školu? Tako? Wow, ok. To je baš interesantno za mene. Super. Odakle ste? Zagreb, ok. Super. Ekstra. Hvala. Look at that. Look at this picturesque little alleyway. Let's walk down it. The Airbnb host, or the booking host at the apartment where I'm staying at, She was telling me that she grew up speaking Croatian, but learned Italian and learned the dialect of each language because they speak a dialect of Croatian here, Čakavian, which is actually similar to the Croatian that they speak in Molise, in the town that I went to. And also there's an Italian dialect here, which is very similar to the Venetian dialect because Venice used to rule over these parts back in the day. And so she actually speaks 4 languages, 2 Slavic languages and 2 Romance languages. So the linguistic dynamics of this town are very interesting to say the least. And it's cool that there is still an Italian-speaking population here, even if it's not like you hear it a ton in the streets. They've got their fair share of skinny streets here too, but nothing like the one that we're gonna go see in Krk. Wow, I'm definitely gonna get lost in here. It's the end of April right now. I'm sure it's different in the summer, but at least right now it's not overrun with tourists. There are definitely tourists here, but yeah, this just feels very authentic. Most of the people that I see are living here, locals. And check it out, guys. This is where I was staying last night, in this little alleyway back here. That's my window. And I'll show you what 40 bucks a night can get you here in Cres. So here you go, the door. You got 2 beds, so I could have shared it with someone else and paid 20 per night. Got a little kitchenette. Relatively comfortable bed, exactly what I needed for one night here on the island. Bathroom, not bad. TV and everything, did not use it. And not a bad view into this little alley here. This has been the apartment tour. Now let's get over to the island of Krk. All right, guys, well, there were a lot of people in front of me. I guess we got here a bit late. And I think it's gonna be close. I don't know if we're gonna make it on this ferry, to be honest. I hope so. Because yeah, there's a lot of cars, there's a lot of people already on there. It's not looking great so far, I think. I got the ticket. I bought it at a little stand over there. It looks like we're gonna, the guy's talking, he's making phone calls. Are we gonna make it, guys? Are we gonna make it? There's like 10 cars in front of me. The workers are making phone calls. That's never a good sign. Oh no, am I gonna be the first one to not make it? Let's see what he does. It's not looking great for me, guys. Hola. We made it, guys. We made it. Oh my god, I was so nervous. We were gonna have to just sit at this cafe for like an hour and a half until the next ferry, but here we go. Let's get on the boat. The travel vlogging gods are with us today, guys. Check it out, guys. We are the last car to make it onto the ferry. Otherwise, we would have had to wait for the next ferry in like an hour and a half, and we would have had barely any time to explore Krk. Because we gotta get our car back to Pula this afternoon. Welcome to the island of Krk. Check it out. Krk. We're now gonna make our way across the island to Verbnik. My goal is to at some point stop and get a coffee. I wanna see a village in the middle of the island somewhere. And then after Verbnik, where the skinniest street on the island is, we will make our way to the north of the island. And hopefully we can meet some of the people of Krk. So let us go and have a Krkian adventure. Haydi. This island already has a much different feel from Cres. Cres was much hillier, this one's flatter. It's like green, lower vegetation. We're heading towards the town of Krk, which is obviously the main town on the island. I don't know that we'll stop there because I really just want to explore the island as much as possible. So for anyone who wanted me to go to the capital city of Krk, which is Krk, I'm sorry. On the northern half of the island, there's this cluster of little villages that seem interesting. I mean, they're all close to each other. They all seem pretty small. So that's my goal, is after we go to Verdnik and we test the width of the street, to go goof around in those villages, see who lives there, and see what life is like here on Old Krk. Look at that. Got the espresso and this huge water for $1.30. The water is free, as it should be. Sometimes in Europe they be charging you for water. Can't have that shit. Can't have it. But here in Krk, they know it's good. I can almost smell the Skinniest street. It's just a couple miles ahead of us. We're almost there. But first we have to pass through the town of Gorica, and then Verdnik will be the next town after that. The vineyards of Krk. Check it out. Most of the island is like these small forests, but here we got some agriculture going on. Looks to be like a big vineyard. And I wonder if this here is the wine farmer. Probably. Let's find a place to park. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Verdnik. Yeah, that definitely looks like a place with skinny streets. But how skinny? Let's go find out. Welcome to Verdnik, my friends. Allegedly, somewhere up there is a street which could be the narrowest street in Europe, according to some of you in my comments. It's worth noting that some of you also said that there's a skinnier street in Split, Pustimi da Prođem, and there's one in Germany. Well, we're not in either of those two places on this trip, but at some point I'll have to go to them and test those as well. For you guys, for science. So let's do it. There you have the Croatian mainland, and here you have Krk. Later we'll drive over there on our way back to Pula. But for now, we have a street to walk down. I think whether I prefer the island of Cres or Krk will depend a lot on the width of this street up here. Because if they lied to me about this street being skinnier, it's gonna leave a bad taste in my mouth. So I'll put the footage of me walking down the street in Termoli in Italy. And then I'll put the footage from this one. And then we can have a real comparison. I would say, if anything, my shoulders are a bit more broad now than they were back then, but I should be roughly the same size. Well, that's a small entranceway. Maybe the people of Verdnik are just really small. That's why they have small streets. Wow.
Ti mi popleksaš do zemlje i to mi je jako ružno. Teško
Ćao. Je li ovaj javni put? A, ok, izvinite. Šta radite? Šta radite?
Pa malo oko graška, malo
Aha. Paradise, tikve.
tikve. Sad je vreme za kumarice,
Aha,
grašak malo fiksiramo, ma ništa igra.
ekstra. Sretno. Okay, now they're claiming that they have the narrowest street in the world. Najuža ulica. Klančić, it's called. And if they had said in Croatia or in Europe, then okay, fine. But they're saying in the world, so this better be a damn skinny street. Okay guys, I had to wait a little bit because there was other tourists here. So this is clearly more of a tourist attraction than the one in Termoli. And here we go. The true test. Okay, so it's a bit curved, which is interesting. Like it kind of curves a bit. And here we go. And I will say that, ooh. Okay, at this point here, at the skinniest point, I think this is skinnier than the one in Italy. On average, though, yeah. My final review of this street is that so the walls are more bumpy. You know, it varies. Like sometimes I can walk through pretty easily, but sometimes not really at all. But right here at this point, it's, you know, like I have to kind of like turn a little bit. Like I don't think I can just walk straight through like that. So at its skinniest point, it's definitely skinnier than the one in Italy. And one thing that I like here as well is that it's not covered on top. The one in Italy had like a roof. And so this one has more of a street feel than the one in Italy. So yeah, I approve. I approve so far that this is the skinniest street that we have walked down on this channel. But stay tuned for more skinny street reviews. Look, it's yin and yang. Wow. This is even more of a, it's like a maze. It's like a fun park or something. Verbnik's Old Town is definitely cooler than Cres's. Just because of the way that the streets are so, it's three-dimensional. They go up and down. The one in Cres was very beautiful, but very flat. Very flat. And you can't have that. Lemon tree. I approve of Verbnik. And the church. Wow, I have no idea what language this is or what script even. Is it Cyrillic? Somebody please tell me what this is. Okay. All right, I think we've gotten a good feel for Verbnik. Now we're gonna go and visit Nounnik and Adjektivnik. Let's go check out a small village here on the island of Krk. The one that I want to go to is called Dobrinj, and the reason why is because it sounds like dobro, which means good, so it has to be good. Alright guys, I've found this other script again. I don't think it's Cyrillic. What is this? Plaza. I don't know. I'm gonna ask. That is my goal now, is to find out what this script is. Dobrinj. with a compass of the different places you can go. Here it says Dobrinj, and here it says Dobrinj in this other script. It looks like Cyrillic, but I really don't think it is. There's nobody afoot today. It's too quiet here. Dobar dan.
Dobar dan.
Imam pitanje. Šta je taj drugi pismo? Ja nisam odavde, očigledno.
Da.
Ima latinski pismo, a druge slove.
Staroslavenski.
Aha, staroslavenski.
Ja.
Okej.
Ja.
Pa to nije kirilik tako?
No.
Aha.
No. Staroslavenski pismo je bilo do koje godine? 1968. negdje.
Pa nedavno.
Ne. Ali to je bilo u crkvi, se pjevalo i govorilo staroslavenski.
To je drugi jezik isto, ili ne?
Ja, to je,
Okay.
ali se nije, govorilo se je hrvatski tu,
Da,
ali se
čakavski.
je isto to na bogoslužje u crkvi bilo na staroslavenskom.
Aha, a to je kod dijalekt, čakavski, jel?
No.
Ne.
Ne.
To je drugi jezik.
To je staroslavenski, to je bio, i pisalo se je i govorilo.
Je li vi znate pričati malo staroslovenski?
Neke stvari, jer sam ja bio u crkvi ministrant, kao mali, pa smo učili onda do drugog Vatikanskog koncila ministrirati tamo. Učili smo kako se to, i onda svećenik je govorio, a mi smo odgovarali na naš, kako.
Da.
Tako da.
A
to je prešlo sada normalno, bogoslužje je sve na hrvatski.
Da, tako je. Je li vi možete mi naučiti nekoliko riječi na staroslavenski?
Pristupam Božjem žrtveniku, vnidu k oltarju Božju. Pristupam Božjem žrtveniku, pristupam Božjem oltaru. Onda je to vniduk oltarju Božju.
Wow. A ima li neki drugi dijalekt ovdje ko dalmatski ili...
Ja, ima. Mi smo tu Dobrinj i Dobrinština čokavci.
Čokavski, da.
To je, kod nas je glavna uzrečica što. Kad pitaš nekoga što je to?
Da.
A mi kažemo čo. Čo je.
Čo je. Wow, ok. Ja. Super.
Odakle si ti?
Ja sam iz Amerike.
Odlično.
Šta radite? Mogu vi pomoći?
Ne. Ja to ovako imam neki krumpir mali i onda prebirem tu malo tvrđi koji je za skuhati i tako to. Jer ja kupam
Ne znam, na trg dole.
Da,
Mori.
ali još šta? Pa nije ovo New York. Moj sin je u Puli, svećenik.
Svećenik.
Da, znaš da je papa umro.
Da. Ja, vidio sam. Da, štete je. Da. Šta je?
Svakome dođe kraj.
Da.
Sa godinama i sa bolešću i tako, i to je to, mislim.
Da, tako je život.
Kako je.
Ali vi ste još mlad.
Ja imam 81 godinu.
Wow, okej.
Tako da još mogu malo i raditi, volim ovako, imamo vrt, znaš šta je vrt, da se tamo,
razumijem.
Tamo stavim krumpira malo, pa salate, pa...
A gdje je vrt?
Pa tamo dole, skroz,
okay.
Tamo imam onu kopačicu, pa to radim polako i tako.
Pa ne želim da vas smetati previše.
Ne, smetaš ti mene ništa, ja imam vremena za to.
Ok, super.
Danas je još, jučer je bio Uskrs.
Ja, a danas je praznik isto, da.
Jesi
Sve
ti
je...
vjernik ili nisi?
A?
Jesi vjernik, recimo imaš...
Ne previše, ali da, ja sam rastao ko katolič. Pa,
Ja.
Ali da, Uskrs meni je...
Da. Ma dobro, mislim, danas mladi ljudi imaju svoj pravac, svoje mišljenje i to, ali ne znam da li su se opredijelili za vjeru ili su se opredijelili za nešto drugo, kao recimo imaš nekakve, šta ja znam, joge i ovo i ono i šta ti ja znam. Ali čuj, nas su učili da je Bog stvorio ovu zemlju i da treba vjerovati u Boga. I ja vjerujem u Boga. I to je to.
Aleluja.
Aleluja.
Kako se zovete?
Angelo.
Angelo. To je italijanski ime.
No, ja.
Parla italiano?
No, vidiš, veoma prljavo.
Ništa. Ali na ovaj otok ne se priča italijanski. Jer bio sam u Cresu, a tamo...
Ma pričaju i tu u Krku, znaš, grad Krk.
Da.
Oni pričaju dosta talijanski.
Aha, okej.
Jer je bio i Krk je bio pod Italijom.
Da.
To je bilo poslije rata jedan dio Dalmacije, Istra i tu Krk, Cres je bio rab, nije. Cres je bio talijanski.
Da.
I onda je to oslobođenje kad je bilo, onda je pripalo to Hrvatskoj, zapravo Jugoslaviji, onda je bila Jugoslavija. A onda smo se mi podijelili sad kad je naš onaj predsjednik bivši Tito je umro. I onda smo sad imamo svoju državu, mala je, ali je naša.
Kako je bilo ovdje tokom Jugoslaviju?
Teško se živjelo.
Da?
Mislim, teško, pazi. Kad je počeo rat, neki su otišli u rat, neki su se borili, kad su došli doma.
Drugi svjetski rat, znači?
Drugi.
Da.
Drugi svjetski rat. Šta je Hitler digao to. I čuj, onda neki su se rekli, nećemo više raditi zemlju, nego idemo ali si trebao se upisati u partiju. To je bila komunistička partija Jugoslavije. I onda neki su otišli u Rijeku raditi po tim poduzećima i onda ako si bio u partiji si napredovao i ideš napred. Ako nisi, ako si bio katolik koji ja...
Teže je bilo.
Hoćeš se upisati? Ja kažem, ne, ja sam ono što jesam. Ja ne mogu biti drugo. Ja se ne prodajem nikome, ja vjerujem u Boga i ja idem za njim.
Jeste li još otišli u crkvu tokom Jugoslavija?
Išlo, jer smo imali jednog jako dobrog svećenika, onda su ga maltretirali, zvali na policiju, na miliciju bivšu, tako.
Da.
I onda je pobjegao u Trst i onda je završio u Filadelfiji u Americi.
Aha.
Kad kažemo svijet je velik, ali ovako kad kažeš svijet je mal, jer danas ja tebe vidim tu, ko zna, možda ću te negdje još puta vidjeti negdje i šta ja znam, to je to u životu, tako?
Da, tako je. Meni je bilo drago, pričate malo i
jako dobro pričaš i ja sam stekao dojam da si ti pravi dečko.
Hvala puno, a vi isto.
Ajde Bog, živimo.
Ajde.
Bog.
Vidimo se. The Park of the Defense of Croatia. And right on the town clock tower, we have this monument which was put up to the partisans from World War II. And here we have The names put up in 2009. It's rare to see commemoration of the partisans post-Yugoslavia, but here you have one. You can see here these signs, these scenes from 1941. I wonder what year this was made by Mr. or Miss V. Matkovic. I don't think it says, but this has to be one of the older spomeniks depicting some of the stuff that happened here. 1941, you have the initial uprising against the Axis occupiers. And then you have what? You have some kids helping out some wounded soldiers. You have the soldiers going to battle. And here you have the victory in 1945, the liberation of the island of Krk from the fascist occupiers. And here this must have been some crucial point in the fighting, because it says 1944 on August 4th. Something must have gone down. You can see maybe this clock tower was destroyed. You can see these soldiers don't look very happy. So there you go. But in the end, 1945, they came out victorious, the partisans. So here you go. Everywhere you go in Yugoslavia, you can find some... I said Yugoslavia. Everywhere you go in the former Yugoslavia, you can find something interesting, some interesting story. The history in this part of the world is really unparalleled. And we also found out about the script that's written in certain places around here, Staroslavensky, which might be Old Slavonic or Old Slavic, I don't know. But it's some really old language that was mostly used in the church, which makes me think it might be Old Church Slavonic. Anyways, really interesting guy Angelo was. Really interesting island of Krk. But the video's not over yet. Hang with me here for a second. Well guys, we are now on the most of Krk, the Krk Bridge, which means that we are saying goodbye to the Croatian islands for now, with Rijeka over there on the left, if you can see it. Goodbye Krk, and hello to the mainland once again. Well guys, we are back in Pula, and I dropped off my rental car on the edge of the city and walked to the bus station, like 20 minutes. And it brought me on this nice road through the forest, which, so yeah, I was just walking in the forest for like 15 minutes. Beautiful weather. I'm sad to leave Istria, because right now I'm gonna get on a bus from Pula to Zagreb. I'll spend the night in Zagreb, and then tomorrow is when the second leg of this journey through the Balkans 2025 begins, because we're gonna go from Zagreb, Croatia, and we're gonna take a bus to Tuzla, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and we're gonna spend a few days in Bosnia. So there you have it. We've made 3 videos seeking out Italians here in the former Yugoslavia. Tomorrow, I'll film something in Zagreb. And then the next day, I don't want to spoil too much, but we're going looking for more Italians. So the series of Italians in the former Yugoslavia is not done yet. Stay tuned, stick around. Comment down below what you think I should go explore next. That's often how I choose a lot of these adventures. For example, today going to look at the Skinniest street in Verbnik. I got that idea from you guys in the comments, and comment below what you think I should explore next. Have a great day. See you soon from Zagreb.